Hi, thanks for tuning in to High on Horror. I'm Drew.
And I'm John. This episode and every future episode is dedicated to the horror hounds and smokers out there who want to expand their knowledge of the genre and have a good time.
Halloween Ends hit theaters this past weekend, but was it the ending that the Myers legacy deserved? And was it a good send-off for Laurie Strode? Keep listening if you want to hear what we have to say. Today on High on Horror. Interviews, reviews, and the latest news all rolled into one. All right, bro. Well, before we get into this movie discussion here, what are we going to smoke today?
I brought a pre-rolled. Save me the time and effort having to do it myself.
Okay, sweet. What is it?
It's Grape Kush.
Ooh.
Let me see. I had the container here. If I put it the right way. It's 18.9% THC, and there's not a whole lot on it. DJ Shorts Grape Kush is a productive marijuana hybrid strain that has sharp and fruity aromas. The effects are long-lasting and powerful, including euphoric head effects and a relaxed body. The effects here mostly are sleepy, euphoric, and hungry. Negatives are headache, paranoia, and dry mouth. It's always the dry mouth.
Well, it sounds like it's the perfect thing to send us into this episode with.
Yeah, so let me spark this up here, and it's Halloween Ends.
I mean, before we get into this, though, I just want to say there's been a rule that applies to the Halloween series since day one, and that is that the Halloween movies are the absolute best when they're good, but when they're bad, they have the absolute lowest of lows.
Halloween Ends is a 2022 American slasher film directed by David Gordon Green and written by Green and Danny McBride. I want you to keep in mind, this has been the formula for the other two. But today, we're straying, it feels like, from the first two. This doesn't feel like an entry, but that should be in a trilogy with it.
Yeah, I would. It definitely has standalone vibes.
Yeah, I mean, even Halloween. I know I'm going to end up mixing these up and messing them up at some point. Halloween Kills almost felt like that as well. Laurie was very sidelined on it.
Yeah.
But this is the, if you're counting, 13th installment in the entire franchise. We're bringing back Jamie Lee, James Jude Courtney, Andy Matichak, Will Patton, Kyle Richards, Nick Castle, and Laurie Strode. Well, Nick Castle and Jamie Lee Curtis for the last time.
Yeah.
And we bring in Rohan Campbell, somebody we're just going to throw into the fucking fourth film. Because even though this is a trilogy, it's still the fourth film in the series.
Because this trilogy takes place after the first film, the 1978 original.
I want to know how much. I know before we get into the plot here, but I also want to know, because you said the same thing. Do you think John Carpenter, all these other movies, it was a lot of original music, and a lot of this it's licensed music, and I feel like a lot less him, his son, and I can't remember who the third one is.
Shit.
I know it's him and Cody, and I always forget who the third guy is with them. But
you should probably know that.
Yeah. But I mean, a lot of it was a lot of original compositions and them working with the original kind of music to update it.
Right.
Daniel Davies is the
okay.
one.
There it is. I was thinking so hard. I was like, we're gonna get this. I knew it was something easy to remember too. That's the worst part. But yeah.
But did you feel that way? Almost.
I thought the same thing. Yeah, I was watching the movie.
Does it feel like a Halloween 2 job?
I started thinking. I was thinking back to Halloween 2018 in the bathroom stall scene when in the restroom when Michael's attacking the reporters or the podcasters, and that music that kicked on, and even I think Joe Rogan said on his podcast that's what made that movie feel like a Halloween movie was the fucking music. And when I was watching this movie, I thought of that scene from Halloween 2018, and I'm just not getting those vibes. The music's not there. Like you said, it's all licensed music. So this one very much was missing the feel of a Halloween film.
Yeah. But, so this originally, McBride, him and Green had pitched 2 films back to back. But studio wanted to wait to see how the first one went. Surprise, surprise, people wanted to see Michael again. And after the first one, they did kills, and then with COVID and everything got pushed back. And it's being met with a lot of mixed reviews. We'll get into our reviews here later, but if you want to watch it, it's going to be on Peacock for the next 60 days exclusively, and then I'm sure they'll have the steel books, and you can buy it on streaming and shit.
There's already 2 steel books that came out today. As we're recording this, it's Friday. The 2 steel books went up on Zavi today to pre-order Halloween Ends already, and I'm like, I will save whether I'm ordering it or not yet.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. So, starting here, it's 2019, and a kid named Corey Cunningham, played by Rohan Campbell, is babysitting a young kid named Jeremy, who's just a little shit. And he keeps trying to prank him. He keeps telling him Michael's coming for him and all that. And Jeremy's parents were out, and when they're coming home, they're playing hide and seek, and the kid locks him in the room. And this is the one time I feel like in the movie I just went, oh shit. He kicks it. You don't see it, but you hear the door open.
Yeah, he's so desperate to get out that he kind of does like a Victor Crowley job. Like he's on the other side of the door, and he's just kicking that door trying to get out.
And then that kid drops like three flights of steps.
The door slams him in the face, sends him doing like a somersault or a shooting star press.
And his head bounces up.
It's a rough landing. Yeah, it's not like in focus. It's just out of focus enough, but in focus enough for you to tell that kid's neck snapped. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, that shit was rough. Anyway, we jump ahead. It's 3 years later. We're in the present, 2022. And we're in the town of Haddonfield. And Michael Myers has done a job on the town. Everybody's kind of unpleasant to each other.
Yeah.
And especially Laurie Strode. She's in the process of writing a memoir. And she ends up running into... why can't I remember his name? Will Patton.
Will Patton.
I
believe it's Will Patton, yeah.
But his character, I don't know what, Hawkins.
Yeah.
And she looks all happy, and then the chick that got stabbed in the neck in Halloween Kills with the fluorescent bulb.
Yeah.
Somehow, spoiler alert. I mean, you find this out in the first 15 minutes. But she's still alive.
Somehow. But she's in a wheelchair, even though she just got
she's
stabbed
in a wheelchair
in the neck.
for her neck injury.
Yeah.
And she said it's Laurie's fault. She said Laurie enticed him. Like, what's she doing?
Well, it wasn't. Well, she didn't say anything. It was her sister or friend, whoever that was, who decided to just bitch Laurie out outside of the grocery store.
But Laurie's living with Allison. Allison's working in the Haddonfield Memorial, and she got a creepy ass boss.
yeah, he's definitely a creep.
But Corey ends up running into some high school bullies, and he's in his early 20s at this point.
Yeah, these kids are younger than he is. That's yeah.
And they fuck with him and shit.
They fuck with him and shit.
I mean, that's what they did, but I mean, like, he gets his hand cut open. Laurie saves the day for him, and she brings him home to meet Allison, which is just weird that you just randomly meet this dude, like.
She just liked him because he seemed innocent,
Yeah.
And
yeah, but I mean, he did kick a kid down 3 flights of stairs. And so she ends up bringing him home. They end up getting along, and he's going to a costume party with them. And then he ends up getting he freaks out because he's socially awkward and shit. Yeah. I mean, I guess he's
literally
trauma.
cutting loose and finally having fun, and like, oh shit, I can have fun out in public and relax and be normal again.
But
so he thinks.
And he's still working in his uncle's salvage yard and shit. But when he leaves the party, he ends up running into the bullies again, and they fuck with him again. And he gets like knocked over like this little like overpass.
Yeah. And I just want to say right here that going into the film, David Gordon Green had said, like, when he sent the script to John Carpenter, that it had Christine vibes. And I'm not giving any spoilers away based on what John just told you. You can clearly see there's a lot of similarities to Christine. I don't know if how it was said that there's Christine vibes. It seems like a lot of things are being borrowed from Christine. Like
He's getting in the car.
Right, Christine's,
instead of a car, he's getting a motorcycle.
his last name's Cunningham. In the movie, in Christine, it's Artie Cunningham. Right, in this, it's Corey Cunningham. Now he's getting bullied. He works in a salvage yard. It's I don't really feel like there's Christine vibes. I feel like David Gordon Green decided to like take Christine in one hand and Halloween in the other, and go, hey, let's see how these two kiss. There's definite Christine vibes, if that's what you want to call it. It's very reminiscent of Christine. Anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. And like, we're talking about all this and like them getting to the party and all this. We're 30 minutes into the fucking movie.
Yeah, right.
At this point.
Yeah.
Like, and there's no Michael.
No.
I mean, you've seen Michael, but that's because you were shown flashbacks and clips from other movies as like a montage or just like a flashback. There's been no actual 2022 Michael.
Correct.
In this movie.
Correct.
And then they're on like a dinner date. I don't know if I might be conflating this and the party. I think maybe the party happens later. But Allison's ex-boyfriend, as I brought up, we actually haven't played
after the party. This is after the party, yeah.
I said he looked like Biff Tannen.
Yeah.
Dude, he looks like Biff Tannen from... It's very close, I feel like.
His name's like Doug Mulaney, and he's a dick, and he's too old. He's way too old for Allison, for sure.
Yeah, dude, like Allison's 21, 22. This dude looks like he's probably like 28.
He looks like he's married with 4 kids.
He married with 4 kids, damn.
Let's put it that way. But
and then Corey like stands up to him because he keeps pestering Allison about going back out.
Yeah.
We're good. And apparently anytime anybody's ever had their, like, don't get their way, or somebody raises their voice to them in Haddonfield, it automatically means you have to fuck them up, like, apparently.
Yeah, right. That's everybody exercises their emotions through violence.
Yeah, I want to go back, because, like, look at the bullies. Why did they beat the shit out of him? Because he wanted to buy him alcohol because they were underage.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They didn't get their way, so they fucked with
this dude. There's strength in numbers, man. Like, there's, like, well, three or four on one, but this, it's like Ra's al Ghul said in Batman Begins, that I've referenced this before. It's the failure to act. This dude did not try. He just
theatricality
took
and deception.
Took his ass whooping. He did not try to fight back.
Which I would say he employs later, some theatricality and deception.
There's a saying from that movie Hot Rod that you and I love, and I always this always stuck with me because it's the absolute truth. Hot Rod's stepfather says it to him. And it's true. I think about this like every day in my day-to-day life and like every scenario. Play the victim and you will be the victim. That's exactly what's happening here to a certain point.
Yeah. You were right. I had to go back and look, but yeah, the Halloween party does happen before the like dinner date.
Yeah.
Corey, when he gets thrown off that bridge, he's dragged to the sewers by an unknown figure. And he wakes up in the sewers. He's confronted by Michael, who's been living in the sewers for like 4 years. He holds him by the throat, and then he just lets Corey go.
He looks into his eyes and just sees something and
the
loosens
eyes,
his grip.
The devil's eyes. On the way out, Corey's confronted by a homeless man with a knife and ends up killing him. That one, like, I'm not going to hold against Corey. Like, I guess both of his kills at this point, like, you can't really hold against him.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael is fucked up when we see him, though.
Yeah.
Like, he looks fucked up.
Yeah, and Corey and Allison, they make up and go on the dinner date, and then that's when Allison's Biff Tannen shows up. He ends up, I think right here after I finish this is where we'll stop for non-spoilers. But
okay.
Because I feel like this is where it starts getting kind of okay. Corey leads Biff Tannen into the sewers, and Michael kills him. But Michael's like killing him while Corey is holding the cop down and stabbing him.
Yeah.
And like, are they working together? It's weird. Who knows what's going on at this point? But yeah, I feel like that might be the perfect spot to kind of stop it there, because that's kind of when more shit happens, and I feel like it gets really spoiler heavy at this right after here. But
and let me just say before our producer Josh does his magic and throws a little jingle in for you to know to turn this off if you don't want to hear spoilers, please do come back and listen to the spoilers if you haven't seen the movie yet, once you've seen the movie, because this is the juicy stuff. We have a lot that we have to say here. We held back just now, so if you want to hear like the good stuff, make sure you come back. If you've already seen the movie or if you don't care about spoilers, definitely stay tuned, because we're about to really get into it.
But to wrap up how we feel about the movie, I feel like it's hard not to go into spoilers. I feel like maybe I'll elaborate more, because I feel like spoilers are definitely why we have such a strong opinion about this movie.
Yeah.
Do not like it. Have no interest in seeing it. Will not buy the Steelbook. I have no interest in purchasing this movie. This thing, I said in the beginning, I wanted you to remember it's written by the same people, because this shit goes so off the rails for a Halloween movie that if you don't know this, I feel like you could easily be like, oh, they brought in new writers for this movie. Like, I don't know what happened. David Gordon Green and Danny McBride did an amazing job with Halloween 2018, minus the Dr. Sartain part. Halloween Kills did a really good job, minus that hospital scene. So, like, they did mostly a good job. I feel like each movie had a moment that made me go, oh, I don't know about that. This whole movie made me go, oh, this is terrible. Like, I told you, I don't know. Like, am I going to have to issue an apology to Rob Zombie that his movie might actually be better than this? Like, this shit is terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I know I probably sound like I'm just tearing this down. Like, you really need to listen to the spoilers for me to go more in depth, because I feel like right now I just feel like that person on the internet, it just goes, oh, this movie's shit. Well, why? I want to tell you why, but if you haven't watched it, I don't want to spoil as to why I feel it, but the decisions they made with the character of Michael Myers are unforgivable. Laurie Strode is whatever. This fucking new dude, Corey, I don't give a shit about. Allison is made so unlikable in this movie. Like, I can't stand Allison in this movie.
Yeah, I have a lot to say about that in the spoiler section. Like
I said, I feel like I'm just a person just shitting on it with no reasons. But when we get into the spoilers, like, we can talk about it more. Like, Allegoria, this year, Allegoria, and maybe the new Scream movie are the only ones worse. But I might even forgive Scream just because I don't hold high expectations for the series.
Yeah.
And it was really just boring and predictable. This was just fucking egregious.
What's your rating? What's your grade? Your rating out of 10?
What the fuck did I give Scream? I don't know. Probably like a 3.5. And I feel like I'm being nice. And dude, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. We've looked forward to this for so long.
Yeah.
And I'm just so disappointed.
So I will say that the only other movies that I can think of that are worse, and it's not saying much, is Allegoria and Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
I want to throw out, remember how much I shit all over Prey and how I hated Prey?
Yeah.
I'd watch Prey like 15 times before I'd watch this again.
Well, I liked Prey, and I definitely think Prey is superior.
Halloween, or I'm sorry, I'll let you finish.
Let me have my turn. My take on the movie is it's my least favorite in the series. Right above Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Say H2.
To me, if I were being asked as a hardcore Halloween fan, mind you, like, you know, the For those of you that don't know, John and I, the first Halloween film is our passion. That's like our favorite movie of all time. Like it's like together collectively, like we love that movie. We've read like every book there is on it. We've watched every commentary. Like we are huge fans of that movie. So we take this shit seriously. And so like when we're passionate about it, we're gonna love it. And when we're pissed off, we're gonna vent. And to be straight with you, if a real hardcore Halloween fan, not somebody just coming in watching the new movies, if they said to me, "What's your take on Halloween Ends?" This is my legit take. Somebody shit the bed. Didn't want to get out of bed, just was too lazy to, so they rolled over to the clean side of the bed, shit the bed again on that side, and then just continued to lay in it. It's a total shit the bed job. There's no fucking question about it. 4 out of 10. I think. Didn't we get enough?
It looks like Art the Clown after he gets out of a bathroom.
Didn't we get enough of? Hey, that's Michael. Hey, wait, no, it's not. From Kills with the mental patient. I mean, was the idea to take that idea that pissed people off from Halloween Kills further and pissed them off more with this movie? Like, I really just don't understand. Also, this I think this has the least amount of Michael Myers kills in it out of any Halloween movie.
It's got the least amount of Michael Myers outside of Halloween 3.
It's literally the reverse Resurrection. It's if Resurrection was like the first 15 minutes were good and then like the whole rest of the whole movie was ass. This is like the whole movie's ass and like the last 15 minutes are decent but then still kind of suck.
The ends
4 out of 10.
ending.
I'm legit mad. Let me put it that way. The ending made me mad. I haven't walked away mad from disliking a movie in a long time, but they did Michael Myers and Laurie Strode injustice. That's the only way to put it, and I can't go further without just ranting. So
the way that they ended, I don't necessarily have a problem with it per se, the actual ending, but just the entire movie.
Well, I really don't like that they played "Don't Fear the Reaper" when the credits rolled like that. That should be the Halloween theme always. And I really don't like that.
I didn't mind it because I also always associate that song with Halloween anyway.
Right, I know it is played in the original and stuff in the car, but it's just like when those credits roll and the screen goes black, that theme's what you want to hear. That's what I want to hear. That's what I expect.
They did put it as the last song on the credits, which it's kind of ended the series in a way. But anyway, Halloween, before we end here, Halloween Ends is that movie that's so bad that makes you readjust the ratings on the movies that you thought were that bad, and you go, well, shit, it's not that bad.
Yeah, Halloween Resurrection was better. There's no question about it. Resurrection was better because at least Resurrection was fun.
They did two Michaels better in that movie.
Resurrection was at least fun, even if it's in like that bad Jason X way. Halloween,
it's at least rewatchable.
Halloween Ends is just like it's really bad. It's last thing I'll say. The final thing I'll say here before spoilers is that it's really just hard for me to believe that like with the hype on this movie and what they've built in this trilogy, that this is really like how it ends, and nobody stepped in. No producers, nobody stepped in and went, hey, this might not be the right way to take the last movie. Like everybody was just on board with this, knowing that this was supposed to be a Halloween movie. Like I just don't understand how they fucking let it slip so far out of the grip. Like it's just so disconnected from the other Halloween movies, and that's not a good thing at all.
Best parts of this movie is they played Halloween, the Dead Kennedys version, and the cameo from Nick Castle in it is fucking amazing.
Yeah, with the organs and the he's like I won't say. I won't say. If you know, you know.
Yeah, but this movie was a horrendous pile of shit. So I guess now we can get into the spoilers, which make the movie even worse. So go get yourself some Red Robin.
Hit us with a jingle, Josh.
Red Robin. Yum.
All right, so we're back. I want to just jump right in real quick, John, because where you left off.
About that tag team action?
Yes, right, because that's where you left off before spoilers and our ratings. So I will say, Mikey teaming up with somebody, no fucking way. That was one of the biggest, like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. That's like when your favorite like singles wrestler teams up with that like luchador wrestler. That you're just like, come on, like this is a ridiculous
so Shawn
tag
Michaels
team.
And Rey Mysterio,
or Triple H or Rey Mysterio, that type of thing. Like you just have this like really like the teaming up, that whole thing right there just breaks the whole Myers code. If you told me going into this movie Michael Myers is going to team up with somebody. I'm like, that's just absolutely uncharacteristic. That's not Michael Myers at all. And also how he did the Devon Dudley twitch, like when Michael kills,
He starts spazzing out.
you actually
like
see
he got
him like
power.
yeah, you see like the power he gets from killing, like kind of like go through him, like he actually fucking
But
twitches.
we never saw that in any of the previous 3 films.
Correct. It's like he's hurt until he stabs people and it like almost revitalizes him. So it's like when he's not killing people, he just like curls up into this like feeble old man apparently. Anyway, yeah.
And you could have watched the scene and thought, maybe it's just because we're supposed to believe Michael's too weak that he couldn't, that he just like, I don't want to say accepted the help, but just took the easy kill, and then he wasn't strong enough to kill Corey. No, because they team up again.
Right.
And they go to the pervy doctor and at the bitch Allison hates working with.
Yeah.
And Michael Myers ends up bobbing her. That
Bobbing her.
sounds wrong, but Bob from Halloween 1 stabs her and then does the same exact head tilt.
Halloween fans will get it.
Halloween 78, I should say. But Allison and Corey end up like they have a plan to leave Haddonfield, burn it all down. That shit was so stupid.
So emo.
Right? And like there's like these scenes of them riding on his like raggedy ass motorcycle.
Right.
Dude, it's like I saw somebody, and I wouldn't go this far with classifying the movie, but they said that the Halloween Ends I saw in a group said this is like a rom-com gone bad. And it's not entirely wrong.
That's not. No, it's not.
But
it's
I wouldn't
not.
go quite that far. Yeah, and then, so, like, Lori's like, no, you can't leave with that motherfucker. He creepy.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, you set me up with him. And she's like, yeah, but I talked to the dad of the kid. He punted down the stairs. And he was going to forgive him, but then said he had some... Dude, I swear to God, I was literally waiting for him to go the devil's eyes.
I know. Yeah. Said that he saw him and they had like what was it? He said it was him, but it wasn't him in his eyes or something like that.
And like went into the elaborate thing that we know what he's thinking because he was going to forgive him as he was like, yeah, I know that Corey didn't murder my kid, but that's not the same Corey that I saw. Mm-hmm. So after that, yeah, Allison's blaming Lori because she's like, oh, you don't want me to be with him, but you introduced me. And, like, Lori's like, oh, well, like, I found out some shit. I talked to his fucking mother.
and I just all of a sudden got the evil, like, just started randomly feeling weird vibes towards him. Like, Lori
got
just, like, sensed
Spidey
it.
Senses.
Yeah, she just sensed that something's off about him once he met Michael.
And then she was like, like, Allison starts, like, yelling at her, saying how she doesn't let anything go, and she's the reason that her parents got killed. And I'm like, why wouldn't Allison believe Lori when everything fucking she's told Allison in regards to this like kind of shit is like turned out to be true?
Yep.
And like honestly, it isn't even like it's the Lori from 2018. Like this is like a well-adjusted Lori. Like she's doing well until people start blaming her for Michael. But like she's getting along fine. She seems to be living a normal life with, you know.
Well, that's one of the things that actually kind of bothered me, though, was that, like, Laurie never got resolution from Michael. He's still out there. You know, he never caught. And the last time he was out and around, he killed her daughter. Yet she's happy and at peace. What? That was like, what? That was the angle you went with this one was let's make Laurie at peace and happy and smiling and being like a pie baking, you know, good housewife type of mother. And, you know, like I didn't mean that in like a sexist way. You know what I mean? Like the apron wearing, like pie baking, like old school, like old fashioned. That's what she like becomes. Like you're that happy go lucky, like 50s television mom all of a sudden when like you're like things are worse than they've ever been and have happened more recently than they've ever been. You were fucked up for 40 years after what happened in the first film, and then recently, within the last 4, the dude's back, came at you, killed your daughter, and disappeared again, and now all of a sudden you're fucking chill? That shit is ridiculous, and it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, like I was going to say, 40 years she couldn't get over it, but now all of a sudden, 40 years with him locked in the asylum, knowing exactly where he is, she couldn't get over it.
Same shit my wife said, yes.
4 years after he's murdered her son-in-law, her daughter, almost killed her and her granddaughter, doesn't know where he is because he escaped and doesn't know where he is. she's okay.
That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense.
It makes, yeah.
And she's at peace because she's writing a book. No. Terrible.
And
Poor
that was
fucking
about the
writing.
only thing about the Laurie character I didn't have a problem with. Like, it would be logical she would write a book about the events. Like, anyway, we're gonna, I guess, just jump to Halloween Day because Laurie's told Allison she can't leave with him. And on Halloween Day, Corey goes back to the sewers where Michael's been living for the last 4 years. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
And I didn't even notice till we were having it replay in the background, and your wife Sam pointed out that there's a Michael face in the cave, and I never noticed watching that last night. Yeah,
it's
what
like,
the fuck?
Like the
Is he
angle
in there
of the
doing
rocks.
fucking Lion King like thumb paintings? Like on the fucking cave, he's doing
chiseling.
like self-portraits.
With his one good hand, he's over there
Yeah.
chiseling in the rock, trying to make his own, Mount Rushmore of himself.
It's
But
fucking weird.
yeah, it was weird.
But anyway, Corey goes back to the fucking sewer. And I have to say, we had seen it before Kenny, and Kenny messages me right here and goes, he just fucking wrestled Michael Myers for his mask.
yeah.
No exaggeration, like, they're literally like Greco-Roman wrestling in the sewer, like stand up,
yep.
like
Through this,
belly to belly, like
Yeah.
hand movement, and he just like
Through the James Bond vision of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Like the circular vision of the
and
camera.
he just pushes Michael down and just takes his mask, and Michael just lays there like a little bitch and accepts
Yeah,
it.
and he says you're just a normal dude in a Halloween mask, which is also something that plays out later in the film, which is not what you just build up in Halloween Kills. You literally had this whole montage proving that he's evil, and every time he kills, he transcends more into evil.
But you know
now
what?
all of a sudden he's just a dude with a mask, and you could just take his mask off him. What the fuck? We're one film later. We are one film later. How the fuck did the mythology change that much?
You're bringing that up, and now it's making me hate the series as a whole, as a trilogy, because now I'm thinking about it. That's what they were trying to tell us in Halloween 2018. Like, the whole podcasters were like, no, he's just a man. Like, he's just a man in a mask. And that's what they're trying to build up by, the fire, which we knew wasn't going to happen. And then the next one is that's what they're building up, is that, no, he's something more. He's... Mm-hmm. He's the evil incarnate.
Yeah.
And then this one we're going back to he's just a bitch in a mask.
Yeah.
Like,
who's getting out wrestled by
he got
punks.
fucking shoved to the ground and just laid there while the dude took his mask.
Yep.
Shit, dude, that was like, I was already hating the movie at that point.
Me too.
I've never once,
I was like, is Michael gonna fucking do anything?
I have never once watched a Halloween movie, and I will say this with the Rob Zombie movie included, and never checked the time to be like, man, how much longer till this is over?
Yeah.
Dude, you had saw it in theaters before I did, before I went home and watched it. And the way you said it is, you said, well, that's one way to end it, I guess. I took it as in, maybe it was like It, where the ending wasn't that good.
No.
But the movie was
I
fine.
meant the movie. I meant the whole movie
No,
as
the
a
whole
whole.
fucking movie was egregious. Yeah, so... I think I've said that multiple times with that word, but that's...
And I've laughed every time.
That's the best way to describe it. Again, I keep getting sidetracked because this movie's just so bad.
Well, go ahead.
Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to jump in real quick and say that a lot of people online keep comparing this movie to Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. And the thing is, it's really like not, because the difference is, at least A New Beginning felt like a Friday the 13th movie. It felt like a Jason movie until the whole like switcheroo reveal at the end. Whereas this just did not feel like a Halloween movie from the fucking start.
It's funny you bring that up because I saw that in a group and somebody said Halloween Ends equals Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. And I dislike Part 5. You like 5. I don't care for it. But I did say wrong. I'll watch Friday the 13th Part 5 again, and that's true. I don't like Part 5, but
it was rewatchability, right.
And there was some other good ones here. Some people were like, yeah, because I liked them both. And someone said, no, it was Jason Goes to Hell. New Beginning's actually good. What was the one? It said if Tommy, this is talking about Friday the 13th Part 5, being the same, they said, I mean, if Tommy immediately befriended Roy, not knowing Roy was also Jason's BFF. So that is a good comparison.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
But yeah, so he shoves him down, he takes the mask, and I guess at that point I was like, are we done with Michael Myers as the shape? And now it's just Corey, and he's going to get all these like powers, but Yeah, and then and then he goes back to the junkyard. He lures those the bullies back to the junkyard. Which Corey's uncle
Christine.
Yeah, Corey's uncle ends up getting killed, which we said was like the Danny Trejo from the Rob Zombie Halloween. Like, why the fuck did that guy have to die?
Yeah,
like,
why did the nice the one of the like
at
the
least
only
in
person
this
that was
one,
ever nice
Corey,
to him
Corey
really
doesn't actually kill him.
It's
Him getting in the way.
Yeah.
But like his uncle, like, you know, gave him a bike because he was riding a bicycle in the beginning of the movie, and he was like, "Hey, take this motorcycle. It's like a piece of shit, but it'll work." You know.
Yeah, you won't be late to work anymore. You know. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then he goes in and kills his mother, and then he goes to the DJ of the radio station and kills him.
Cuts his tongue out.
Yeah. Then we also had a nice cameo for the DJ. I don't know. I feel bad. Diana Prince. Darcy the Mail Girl got involved in the worst one in the franchise.
Yeah, it was cool to see her, but yeah, it's cool to see you were in a Halloween movie, I guess.
I mean, if I was in this movie, I'd still. You know what's funny is I thought about
Try and play it off. I was in the Halloween series. Oh yeah, which one? The series. No, which Halloween movie were you in?
I was in one of the timelines.
I was in one of those David Gordon Green ones. Which one? One of those trilogy ones. Which one?
Remember when I told you I went to go see Kevin Smith for Clerks 3 and that dude was bragging?
Oh yeah.
He said, this dude in front of us in line for the VIP was like, "Oh, yeah," talk about Clerks 3. He was like, "This is the second ever movie it made me cry." He's like, "The other one was Halloween Ends because I got to be in it." And I'm like, what? He says he got killed. I don't know. I didn't pay enough attention. I don't care. But I'm like, if he's such a big shot, how come he's standing in line with me to get Kevin's autograph too?
True that.
But jeez, where we at with Corey Myers?
He killed his mother,
killed his uncle, killed his mother, kills the DJ, the receptionist. Mm-hmm. Then he goes back to the Strode home, and this shit makes no sense because he's fighting Lori, and because he gets shot by her. That's the thing we saw in the trailer that everybody was like, "That's not Michael," because he's got all his fingers. Mm-hmm. So then she's talking to him, and he was like, he basically saying that she'll never get Allison, and then he stabs himself in the neck to frame her for murdering him, which I don't know what your end game is except dying. Like, that shit was so weird.
Yeah, that's a weird way to go out. You just stab yourself in the throat. If I can't have Allison, no one can.
And then No Mask Michael shows up, and he has to make sure to get the mask back on.
Well, no, wait. Before that, Allison comes in.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
And she walks into Laurie holding the knife that Corey had plunged into his own throat because Laurie pulls it out to try to actually help him. And, of course, Allison walks in and sees Laurie and automatically assumes that Corey was right and is like, "Oh, my God, Laurie did want to kill him. She did kill him now. She doesn't want me to be happy." And she throws a little, like, bitch fit and then, like, you know, runs out and drives off. And my big gripe right there is, like, you've known your grandmother how long? You've known her and you guys have been through how much? And you really just think that she's just going to just kill an innocent person like that? Like, no questions asked. Michael Myers' mask laying right on the floor next to him, by the way, because he just took it off, laying literally right next to him. And you're just going to assume that she just killed an innocent man, didn't want to ask any questions, just going to automatically assume that your grandmother, who has been your hero and savior this whole time, is just going to randomly just kill an innocent person for no reason and just turn on her like that. I just thought that was uncharacteristic as fuck as Allison, and it made no sense. It was just poor writing. God damn it, it's just fucking poor.
Also, can we talk about the fact that Corey told Allison he killed somebody?
Yeah, right. Yeah, he did.
After he killed the homeless guy.
Yeah, he told her.
He told her, he said, "I killed somebody."
And she just
and then he took her to the house. Why the hell would you listen to some dude be like, "I killed somebody," and then take you to the house where he says that he accidentally killed the kid? I mean, it was an accident, but people have their own opinions.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of weird if somebody was like, "Yeah, I had to kill this guy today. By the way, you want to go to the house where the kid accidentally killed?"
Want to go visit the site with me? Yeah.
Yeah, like, shit's fucking weird. And, yeah, I kind of glanced over that, but, Corey stabs himself in the neck and tries to frame Laurie. And then Michael shows up with no mask. He has to make sure to get his mask back on so he can be Michael again.
Yeah.
And he kills Corey, who somehow, as Kenny said, how the hell is he still alive at this point?
Yeah, 10 minutes after he's been stabbed in his jugular.
And he breaks his neck after a struggle, so I guess Michael's back to the solo act.
So the one thing that made Michael literally crawl out of his little hole in the ground was the fact that his mask was elsewhere.
Yeah, I also didn't know this movie was also, you know, how it like pays tributes to different. I didn't know it paid tribute to Freddy versus Jason with the whole buddy system with, you know, Michael with this other person helping him get kills so he can get power back.
Yeah, I didn't think of it like that, but that's very true.
Yeah, I told Nicole that when she was
unfortunate.
asking about it. I was like, well, it had aspects of Freddy versus Jason in it.
Freddy versus Jason was better by a lot, by a long shot. God damn.
Yeah, so then Michael and Laurie start duking with 12 minutes left in the movie, I think.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. Like, I might be exaggerating a little bit, but I remember there was 15 minutes left. I had to pause it, and I went, wait, there's 15 minutes left? So, yeah, like, the trailer did a great job of showing, like, the last 20 minutes of the movie.
The only part of the movie that was really enjoyable, yeah.
Yeah, and then, so Laurie and Michael start duking. She ends up stabbing him with a knife in both of his hands. And
Kind of pins him down.
And then she tips over the refrigerator on his left leg. Yo, dude, that part had me. I legit laughed out loud when his right foot just starts flailing like he's trying to kick her. That shit was so stupid.
Yeah. He's trying to kick with his right leg, his left leg's
Like,
pinned down.
bitch.
He's pinned on the island in the middle of the kitchen, just knives in both hands.
Yeah, he got one pinned down by his leg and one
Because
up by
Laurie
his-
can overpower him somehow. She's stronger than him and can, I don't know.
Well, I mean, she stabbed in that wood pretty good. But she removes his mask and like slits his throat, slits his wrist. Like Hobie bleeding heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, stabs him under the armpit and twists it.
And he got that weird. It almost like it looked like he got pube hairs on his chin.
Like you said, dog puke face.
Yeah, like it just looks like it got like melted in the microwave, and then they like put like pube hairs on his face. Like Michael kind of I feel like had more of a Victor Crowley type look to him under that mask.
Yeah, I agree.
But as Michael's dying, like I gotta say, even though this movie is terrible, the most badass thing Michael's ever done in a movie, he literally ripped his hand in like pretty much half.
The banana peels his hand. Yeah.
The split finger one, the fucking Spock hand he got.
Yeah.
He just ripped it in half to let go and starts choking her, and then
She gives in too. She wants it.
she's like, harder, daddy. And then,
she's saying, like, do it, like she wants to die. And then Allison realizes, oh, wait, my grandmother's probably not a killer.
She broke the fuck out of his arm, though.
Oh, yeah, she did.
That shit snapped like,
She
like fucking Conor McGregor's leg.
She art the clowned him.
Ugh. Except Terrifier 2 was better.
Oh, God, dude.
Not even close.
The opening, the credit scene is better than the whole movie of Halloween.
Art with the sunglasses on is better than anything in this movie.
Agreed. Agreed. Agreed.
So then Laurie, slices open his arm, and then he dies. And with him dead, they take his body out to the salvage yard. They strap it like on top of Laurie's car, like
he's a mattress,
like a fucking hood ornament.
And don't even give him the
like
Aunt Edna respect.
And then my man, who I told you is the best character in this entire trilogy, the sheriff.
Yeah.
He shows up and they're like, we don't do this to like bodies. He's like, we are tonight.
He shows up like
he always got the best line when he's like, take in the fucking 2018. Hawkins is like, take a look at this list, and he was like, Michael Myers. What we gonna do? Cancel Halloween? Like, he's got the best line.
He, like you said, he always shows up with that like one line.
Yeah.
He's not in the movie much, but he just delivers that one line
He's
that
got
makes
like
his
one
presence
line
known.
in each one of the movies.
Lets you know he's a powerful,
also, shout
powerful
out to
man.
Michael Smallwood for making sure he dropped out of this franchise at the right time.
He died in the right one.
I don't think he had a choice, but yeah, congrats on not having to be on this one.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, yeah, they strap him to the top of Laurie's car. They take him to an industrial shredder. You know, like you've seen the videos online of those like shredders and people just drop all kinds of shit
It's
in
just like a
them.
metal like
Well, they drop Michael
metal
in there, and that shit crunched that motherfucker up.
Yeah, for those of you that have seen 30 Days of Night, you've seen 30 Days of Night, right?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, well, they have one of those. The thing, I forget what they call it, but it's the one vampire gets in it. It's just like a big metal
It's a
grinding.
shredder.
Yeah.
And it's at Corey's uncle's scrapyard. And in the ensuing days afterwards, Allison and Lori reconcile. Allison leaves Haddonfield after discovering the truth about Corey. And Lori finishes her memoir, and it looks like her and Hawk is going to be fucking.
Jesus. He was a sweet guy. He left her vegetables,
Right?
you know.
Man,
while
she don't
he did his
deserve
thing.
Hawkins.
Yeah, she don't.
She a psycho bitch. He been nothing but nice to her.
Yeah, right. Had a crush on her. Bitch put him off for Ben Tramer.
Fucking Ben Tramer.
Fucking Ben Tramer. Not even in the movies.
Fucking Ben Tramer ass motherfucker.
Right. Well, let me just say, like,
And for real, that's how the movie ends. Literally with her and Hawkins like sitting on her porch.
and then Don't Fear the Reaper. Don't buy Blue Oyster Cult.
I didn't have a problem with it.
Like I said,
I
did,
feel like
but
I don't know. I guess the Halloween theme always works, but I don't know. I thought that transition was good from there.
Well, for me, the final showdown between Michael and Laurie, first of all, was thank Christ that it was actually Michael and Laurie. There was a big worry going in that it was going to be Corey and Laurie, and I was really thankful that it was actual Michael and Laurie.
And it was a decent fight.
Yes.
But like Kenny said when he was breaking it down to me after seeing it, he said they just had two like almost 70-year-old people fight for 3 minutes and then called it a movie.
It was like, but the thing is I thought that Michael and Laurie's interaction at the end of 2018, they're fighting, they're battling. I thought that was too short-lived. Like, she shows up behind Michael and she's like, Happy Halloween, Michael. And then they exchange like 3 or 4 blows back and forth, and then he falls in the cellar.
Well, you still had the one upstairs with her with the shotgun where they were fighting.
Where she falls off the roof or whatever. But I was a little like, I wanted more. And I thought that like the fight that we got at the end of this one, that's more what I wanted. Michael ragdolling her, throwing her across the fucking counter. I was like, this is what I wanted. They're fucking throwing down. This is what I wanted in 2018. I was happy with their throwdown until the conclusion. And not that Laurie kills him. That was expected to be. You and Ian on our episode said we think the way that
I felt like if I remember correctly, Ian might have too, that and I feel like there was a thought we all had that they might kill both of them.
But we knew Michael had to die. We said Michael, they made him so evil this time around, like he had to die. And so it's not that he died or that Laurie killed him. That was kind of expected. It was how he dies. Like, again, he just gets pinned down by 2 knives on a kitchen island, and then in a refrigerator on his knee, and Laurie just like slits his throat and slits his wrists, and he bleeds out before they put him in the shredder. And it's like, okay, that would work on any normal person, but we're forgetting, again, let me remind you that we are one film after Halloween Kills. One film, not 10, not 20, not 100, one film after Halloween Kills, where the whole last 5 minutes of that movie is a fucking montage to showing you how unstoppable Michael is, and he literally gets shot point blank 5 or 6 times, stabbed in the base of his skull, beaten with bats, beaten with maces, beaten with irons, literally beaten to death, and comes back and has everything done to him, including being shot, but getting pinned down with 2 knives and getting his throat cut. Did it. I just thought like that, what the fuck kind of weak way to go to put him down. Like, that was just like, you just showed how unstoppable he was, and you just defeated him in such a simple way. I thought it was ridiculous. And H2O was a much, much better conclusion. I reneged my statement in our prior episodes that I was going with this timeline, because this 2018 timeline, because the thing is, when I said that, the timeline wasn't complete. Now that I'm looking at it on paper and it's done, and I see that Halloween Ends is the way that timeline ends, I'm going back to my original favorite timeline of H1, H2, and H2O, because H2O was such a better ending, dude. Like just Laurie hunting him, just him and her having a showdown. He gets pinned between the tree and the fucking and the van, gets pinned between the tree and the van. She decapitates him. The credits roll, and you hear her breathing over the credits, like her sighs of relief, instead of hearing Michael breathing over the credits like at the end of the first film. Like, I just thought that is such a better conclusion to what this was. It should have ended that way. It should have been a final blow. It should have been a head decapitation. It should have been like him just getting straight fucking thrown in the grinder. Like, it should have been anything, but just let's pin him down and watch him bleed out. I just thought that it was, I was not happy with the way they killed him. I wanted him to die. I just thought that it was weak the way they did it. It would have been better off if he had died after Ends. I'd have been happy with that. I'd be like, damn, they fucked him up. They beat the shit out of him. They shot him. They stabbed him in the base of his, like, I get it. He's done. This, I was like, at any point, I was literally waiting for him to sit up and fight back more. And I was like, it's weak, man. It's really fucking weak. Do you want to go over our ratings of our favorite movies? And do you have anything else you want to contribute? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I kind of went on for like 5 minutes. My bad. That was my rant. I had to get it off.
there's so many different things you set up and want to touch on that I'm going to forget all of them. But first, I'll just say my timeline is Halloween.
Fair enough.
But if I could make my own timeline,
Yeah.
it would be Halloween and Halloween 2018.
Yeah, just one and
You
two.
can take
Just
that
one,
as
just
an
those
ending.
two.
You can take that as an ending. He got burned up. She trapped him. Like,
I like that.
honestly, with the way this trilogy played out, it almost feels like the Star Wars sequels. I know I bring this up, but like,
You
dude,
bring this shit up all
Force
the time.
Awakens was really good. It paid fan service. It was really well done. The second one, Last Jedi, Halloween Kills. People like it. People don't like it. I can see why you like it. I can see why you don't like it. I'm fine with it. Third one, it's terrible. Rise of Skywalker. I've only seen that once. I saw it in theaters. Dude, I saw Force Awakens like 6 times in theaters, and I saw Last Jedi probably like 3 or 4. I literally saw Rise of Skywalker once. I didn't see this. You saw it in theaters.
It was free. I had to use my free movie pass.
I had to work, so I'm like, whatever, I'll watch it. My idea was I'll watch it on Peacock, and then I'll go see it in theaters. I have no plans to go see this in theaters.
Right. And
I can't believe I'm saying that.
How many times did you and I both see the first 2018 film? And we were ranking up numbers. I think I saw it 6 and you saw it 5. And the only time I saw it one more time than you was because you were working when I got those IMAX tickets.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I just think that you don't even care to go to see this one once.
don't.
Even with free passes. Save them for something else.
Yeah. Dude, I can't believe I'm saying that. I was so psyched to go see this in theaters. And I was really bummed that I couldn't see it last night. And then I watched it on Peacock when I got home from work. And I was like, wow, I can't believe I really have no interest to go see this in theaters. Like,
yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's so bad. Maybe it's me. Maybe I didn't see stuff. But do you feel like this was the movie? Like, I'm going to go back to this again. Like, I feel like John Carpenter was not a fan of this movie. Like, 2018, he was all... I mean, granted, he still did the music for the movie, so whatever. But that's also, I feel like, something that was already worked in that he knew he was doing.
Yeah.
It was already a job. But, like, 2018, he was about promoting the shit out of that.
I agree.
And Halloween Kills, he talked a lot about that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I haven't really heard him say anything about Halloween Ends and say, like, oh, like, they're wrapping it up perfect. Like, have you?
Yeah, no. I know that, like...
I'm sure he's talked about it, but it's just not out there in the way it was for the previous 2 films. Maybe John Carpenter loves it and thinks it's a good movie, but I don't know. I feel like his actions with his promotion of the movie, like John Carpenter, I feel like, as we've seen, granted, we obviously don't know him personally, but from what we've seen from his business-wise, he'll do the job he's paid to do.
Yeah.
If he doesn't care about the project, he's not going to talk about it. If he loves that project, he'll talk about it all
right.
day. And I feel like Halloween Ends, like, he was doing
Talking more about video games.
He's talking about video games.
Yeah.
Today there was another one that came out, and he said he's having a tough time playing The Last of Us 2. Like, nothing about Halloween. Like I said, don't know him. He might love the movie. The vibes I'm getting is I don't think John Carpenter was a big fan of how this movie went.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I don't know.
And I can see why, considering how he feels about the reasons and choices he made in the original, as to why he would not care for Halloween Ends.
Yeah, agreed. To like the 2018 one to see where it goes.
I could see him laughing at him when they're like, yeah, so he's going to be working with this guy named Corey that we're going to introduce. I could see John Carpenter going, okay.
Yeah, it's even harder to think that, like, there might have been somebody at Blumhouse that was, like, helping David Gordon Green, like a producer that was actually giving input, because, like, if it's almost like, I feel that has to be the case, or I hope that it's the case, because I really feel that that's not the case, because I feel like David Gordon Green was just given a free canvas where they were just like, oh, you did such a good job with the 2018 one, here, take it from here and do what you want with the next 2. And I just felt like they just trusted him, and he just felt like, oh, yay, look at me with my creative freedom. Let me just get as artistic and creative as I want to be because I can. And it's like, that's why you can't let directors, like, off the chain like that. You need to still make sure that they're staying true to the topic. Like, what made the ones that were successful? Don't let them stray from that. Like, that happened, that he just was literally just stroking his paintbrush dick. I was just, oh, look at what I can do with the Halloween series, because now I can just do whatever I want. I can be creative now. It's like, no, fuck you, dude. You fucked up. You really fucked up. Damn, I just said that. Fuck it. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. You fucked up. You fucked the Halloween series up.
Damn, David Gordon Green never coming on here. I still like Pineapple Express. I I want to. That brings up an interesting point. If you say we're just making broad speculations here about John Carpenter in this, we have no inside knowledge of anything. This is just us.
This is speculating, yeah.
Conspiracy theory and shit. That's an interesting point. If that is true, that he had creative freedom, because let's talk about Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. Both of those movies were completed. They were released to a test audience.
Mm-hmm.
The test audience hated it. Mm-hmm. They went back, refilmed, changed stuff, and for the most part, both of them were critically praised.
Yeah.
But both of them, when they had the initial cut of the movie, they were panned, and people said how much they hated it.
Yeah.
Because I think in Halloween 2018, they were going to kill Laurie, right?
Yeah, yep. And
How the fuck would that have worked?
They did. They went back and refilmed some things and changed some things for
Because there was
test
stuff in the
screenings.
trailer, and there's still a scene that I want to know what the hell was going on in that scene. Is when you see her drinking in Halloween 2018, when she's drinking the bottles and she's crying
In the truck, right?
you see like a frame of something walking towards the truck.
It looks like it's Michael. Yeah, I want to see that. You got a little bit of in the trailer for 2018. We got some montages of Laurie like in her tank top, like loading guns that we didn't get in the actual movie, and we got it in this one when they were showing some flashbacks. They used that footage, so that was cool to see that.
Yeah, so I guess we can go into ranking Halloween movies. I would say normally I would say like I think we did with Halloween Kills. Oh, well, I just recently saw it, so there might be a bias to the movie. I don't think that's going to be a problem in this situation.
Yeah, no.
Do you want me to go first? You want to go first?
I'll go because I have mine up. I have my notes up. So this is how I rank the films overall from absolute.
Are we including 3 or are we leaving 3?
Yeah, I'm including 3. Okay. I mean, we don't have to, but I'm including. I know you're including the producer's cut of Halloween 6. I'm not doing that, but it's pretty funny to do that. This is from absolute best to absolute worst. Halloween 1978, Halloween 2018, Halloween 2 1981. Halloween H2O, Halloween Kills, Halloween 4, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, Halloween 5, Rob Zombie's Halloween, Halloween 6, Halloween Resurrection, and Halloween Ends. Dead ass last.
By H2.
Okay, yeah, I didn't even mention H2 because it's so bad. H2 goes right below that. So H2 is good for reminding me. H2 is dead ass last. Ends is better than H2. Rob Zombie's H2, and that's as good. Like those are the bottom 2 for sure. Like Ends and then Rob Zombie's H2. That's bottom of the barrel. Like never watch them again. Bad.
Obviously, Halloween 1978, Halloween 3, Halloween 2018, Halloween 2 from 81, Halloween Kills, Halloween 4, H2O. The one where Michael cries, Halloween 5, Halloween 6, Uncle Daddy version, producer's cut, Halloween Resurrection, Halloween Ends, and then the Rob Zombie and H2. But, it's bad when I can...
So Ends goes right before both Rob Zombie films
Yeah.
for you, and it just goes right above Rob Zombie's H2 for me. So it's still bottom 3 for you, bottom 2 for me. So
I mean, it's bad when fucking Uncle Daddy Michael is better.
leaps and bounds better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's...
Hideous mask and all.
See, you and I are different on the Part 6 mask. I like the Part 6 mask.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
But, yeah, like I said, I feel like now we were able to give more of a full opinion as to why we don't like it. Like, Michael with a buddy system, Allison becomes unlikable. Laurie's all of a sudden chipper, even though she doesn't know where Michael is and they've never found his body.
And her daughter's murdered.
And her daughter's murdered. Corey, just him and Michael stumble across each other and become best friends forever until Michael snaps his neck towards the end of the movie because he has to die, and there's just so many problems.
Mess. It's a shit show. It's a total mess. Like, my last thing is I just want to know, what was the point of Corey? This is the last thing I'm going to say before we wrap this up. I just want to know, what was the point of Corey? Like, I'm just like, they gave him the majority of the movie.
I feel
what was the point of it for? All for him to just kill himself and for it to just go between Michael and Laurie, like what we wanted and waited for the whole time. Like, what was the point of his story? I feel like they were trying to do the whole, like, what makes a killer a killer. but why? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand because it went nowhere. It was pointless. And at the end of the day, as soon as he kills himself, I don't know what you were doing, but I was like, fuck yeah, now we can get to like the meat of the story and get to Michael and Laurie now. Like,
I was
don't get
waiting
it.
for Corey to be killed. I feel like the point of Corey is the point of the hospital scene from Halloween Kills, except they extended it out. They took the worst part of Halloween Kills and said, hey, let's make this the entire plot of the movie. I feel like the whole thing is, it's like, does Corey become this way? Like it's that whole, was he always a monster?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it because of what happened and the way society treated him, made him the monster? I'm not trying to get that question answered about Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And you're not even really asking it about him.
Yeah, I don't care. You just don't care.
Laurie laid in a bed for the entire thing of Halloween Kills, and fucking Michael's laying in a sewer for the majority of Halloween Ends. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, I could keep ranting.
Like I said, 4 out of 10 and 4 out of 10 for me and 3 out of 10 for you.
Yeah, I mean, it could go lower. Like,
Yeah, honestly, I think I'm going to join you. Yeah, I will join you. It's not 4 out of 10, it's 3 out of 10, because as I sit here talking about it more, I am struggling to find what I do like about it. Like, legit, I'm about to give this motherfucker a 0.
There is very few. There's very few
ugh.
movies that elicit an actual, like, visceral anger from me. And just like, dude, the whole, when they work together, I was like, please just let me make it think that it looks like they're working together, and then once Michael kills this dude, he's going to kill this Corey kid.
Look, I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, what I liked about Michael, I liked James Jude Courtney as Michael.
I know.
I liked his presence. I liked his scenes on camera. I liked his kills. Besides that, I liked nothing else. Final rating, bro. I'm doing it. Final rating, 2 out of 10.
Damn, it just
2 out of 10.
dropping.
It's done. It's not,
If
because
we-
there's
if
nothing
we-
redeemable
if we
about
keep
it.
talking,
I'm not gonna. I'm not
go
gonna
down to
watch
one.
it. I'm not gonna watch it just for James Jude Courtney's like 5 minutes in the movie. Like, so yeah, it's just unrewatchable, dude. Like, it's a 2 out of 10, man. And honestly, that's being generous. Like, I don't see anything redeeming about it. I don't see anything.
you just turn it on and fast forward to the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, and then I watched his fight scenes, which are awesome, and then I watch him die in the most like uncreative, unjust way that, you know, my boy deserved to go out better, man. Lop his head off or something. But yeah, I'm done. Like you said, the more we talk, I'm gonna get angry. We're gonna smoke again.
Yeah, we'll just wrap it up here. Thanks to all the horror hounds and smokers out there for tuning in. This was a rough episode. This is, I think, the first time we've really had a movie
that we both like hated
this bad. We've had some movies we both dislike, we've talked about, but nothing this bad.
I don't think we've ever hated a movie together. Like, it's like, I legit hate this movie. I fucking hate this movie.
Anyway, we're much more pleasant online, so you can follow us at High on Horror 420 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You can email us at highonhorror420@gmail.com for some puff ass questions. Go to our website, highonhorror.com, and you can sign up for our newsletter, get the latest episodes and guest announcements delivered into your inbox. Before Drew's rating gets any lower, we should probably get up on out of here. So catch us later.
Oh, and make sure you tune into our Hellraiser review. Forgot to add that.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you tune into our Hellraiser review, which is also hitting airwaves now.
Did we like it more than this?
Tune in and find out. All right. See you later, guys.